Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back in with another lesson. I'm going to make this one just so I have a link for people to refer to this video when they come by talking about, oh, this is so evil, and like we got to fight against tyranny and all that kind of stuff, and all these leaders are evil and yada yada yada. Okay, and so I'm gonna quote this video. If people do that, a lot of times I just delete those because they're just not real people that put those messages on my channel. But this is the video I'm going to send them. Okay, and this is the group of people that are going to be attracted to my channel, and I don't care how many people it is at this point at all, and the less the better. But we're not fighting any of this evil or anything like that, because we know that God's behind it, and I'll prove that in the Bible. And so the way this analogy I want to use, okay, this is what I know now. So FYI for people, so don't keep coming here and writing messages that I have to keep saying, they is God, they is God, they is God. And then just have fake care for this world, because I don't care about any of it. I don't care about the battle going on. I don't care about this narrative at all, okay? I just care about Christ's second coming, and that's it. And so we're just killing time, okay? So don't expect me to, I'm not going to pretend to care or anything like that, because it would be insincere, because I don't care. And I'm going to explain why I don't care and why it's okay for a small group of people to not care. Okay, so this world is a stage, okay? We know that the earth is flat. And so, God is a director, and I'm going to prove that again in the Bible, of course. And so there's a movie going on, okay? And in the Bible, called the scriptures makes a claim that it's narrating the whole thing. Okay, and there was a plan for it, and ultimately to have the kingdom of heaven here on earth. And so that's a very, very bold claim, and many of us know that to be the case at this point. We just don't know the time that these things are going to take place, and maybe some of the specific details, but very clearly a movie. Okay, and the thing I would say, the main thing that we know that we're in the last of the last days, because there's a movie going on, there's a narrative, we all know that. And then most importantly, it's worldwide, because that's never happened in human history, a coordinated narrative in many of them, not just the one that's going on now. The ball earth is a coordinated narrative as well, the financial manipulation, and so on and so on. But, that's clear that there are many narratives worldwide happening in lockstep with all the nations. And they're evil, okay, Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and we know that God is behind it, okay, a small group of us that I call the elect, okay? And so essentially what I'm going to title this video is, God has given us a, quote, backstage pass. When you go to a show, you get a backstage pass, you get to watch it from a different vantage point, okay? You get to go in the back. You either maybe watch the show, normally, and then after the show you can go to the back, or sometimes you just watch the whole thing from the backstage. And so that's the exact analogy for God's elect. Okay, we have a backstage pass, and then we will go to the backstage maybe at different times, but we're all back there, okay, at some point, and then we're seeing the movie play out in front of us, okay? And we see that the director, who's got the strings, controlling everything, is God, okay? And so Revelation 4:11 proves it, but I'll just prove it here with this verse as well, and other ones, of course, but Proverbs 21:1, and for numerology people, 21 plus 1 is 22. This is happening on earth, okay? The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of the water. He turneth it whithersoever he will, okay? And so we see now, because God, again, has given us a backstage pass to this group that I'm about to read, and then we see that he's behind the good and the evil, okay? And so we don't want to go into the movie anymore, and we don't have to. He tells us to not, according to Revelation 18:4, come out of her, my people, okay? And that's essentially a backstage pass in the time that we have to wait prior to him sending his son to return, to take away his elect, okay? And so we're out, and then we know that there's no reason to fight or get on a people finder or care really what's going on, just come out, and then let God do whatever he wants to do to his left-hand side, okay? And he's got to sift out first the mixed multitude, but we're out, okay? And so people that come by here and want to bring me, quote, back in, I'm going to keep making fun of you, or just delete your comments. So this is fair warning. Don't do that, okay? If you don't believe these verses that I'm going to bring out, then just go away, okay? Or I'll just block you, okay? It's time to wake up, and this channel is for an elite group of people, okay? And if you're not in that elite group, certainly if you're a ball earther, you should go away, okay? That's absolutely ridiculous. that we don't give God credit for what he tells us he's doing everywhere in the Bible. And so if you don't give God credit for what he's said that he's behind, then God has to prove it to you, okay? Or he's going to reject you completely. And then you're on his left-hand side and we literally don't care. Okay, then we're going to watch again from the backstage pass and watch God do whatever he wants with you, okay? And we won't even speak about you anymore. Like you did not even exist. And that's actually what the Bible says in lessons that I've done. Their memory will be removed, okay? And we're anxious for that because a lot of you people are stupid and don't trust these words. And I don't care, okay, because I do, okay, and that's the purpose of my channel. Revelation 14:1, and I looked, and lo, and a lamb stood upon the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having the Father's name written in their foreheads. Okay, so this is the elect taken away. It's always the first thing in the sequence, okay? And now they have the Father's name written in their foreheads. And so now they have given this power, you know, because they can access the Most High. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts, which represent UFOs, and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Okay, so this is the group that salvation is tailored for. Okay, and so just know that. No man could learn the song. These are they which were not defiled with women, so they're men. For they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And so I know when anybody tells me right away that they think Christ is going to return 10 and 15 years from now, and they don't say, I want Christ to return today, I pretty much know you're not part of that group. So good luck. Okay. And I don't care about people like that. And come out of that if you've thought that before. It says here, these are they which go, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay, so if we know that the earth is flat and stationary and God exists, we want to go where God is. Okay, it doesn't even matter. Even if we had a great life and this wasn't the end times or anything like that, we still will want to go wherever the Lamb is. Follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. So we know he's in the spirit realm. There's no declaration that he's here on earth, and so we would go there. Our mind would be there. Okay. And so I want people to know the Bible is very, very literal for this group of people, not for all you retards that come by my channel. So this is only for a small group of people to understand. And in their mouth was found no guile, okay? For they are without fault before the throne of God, and so they're not actors, okay? They don't have a script to read, okay? We have the backstage pass. We're watching all you people read from your script. I know in the second minute of talking to a person what they're allowed to talk about. End Times Teacher can talk about the legal age, but I'm bugging him to talk about Revelation 11 and he's hiding, okay? Then he has the nerve to come and tell me that I'm soft because I don't want to talk about certain topics that have nothing to do with the times that we live in now. But he will run and he's not allowed to talk about Revelation 11, Revelation 16, Acts 1, 10 to 11, and lots of other verses that talk about Christ returning with his elect. And so he's reading from his script, okay? And he got his information from man, just like Sakari got his information from man, and Ken Hovind and all you people, okay? This group right here, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. This group interacts with the Most High, okay? And that's why I make a very, very bold claim on my channel that I'm one of those people, because I don't care what the hell you people think, because all you people are stupid and all you people are just actors, okay? So why would I go and ask an actor when I have a backstage pass and I can ask God directly, okay? And then this group is chosen, okay? And so we didn't deserve it or anything like that. So that's this group, okay? Even if I'm not one of them, I'm going to model their behavior and not listen to what you dummies say. I'm going to go and ask God, my God, you know, what's about to happen. And that's the mindset of this group. They follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, because only that Lamb who represents Christ can bring people to the Father, okay? And can vouch for them, you know, before the Heavenly Father. And so just know that, okay? Like it says here, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb, okay? And so this group, they have no guile, so they're not actors, okay? They're not allowed to, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about economy. I don't want to talk about two witnesses. I don't want to talk about these topics, okay? Let's only talk about these topics, okay? They have no guile. This is the quote stars of the show, okay? Because God was trying to deceive them, but they're no longer deceived. And the reason that they're no longer deceived is because of what I'm about to read here. And so any of you people who come by and say that I am the elect and I'll see you soon and all that kind of stuff, I ask you, when did this happen to you? And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the tree. So again, we have proof here and really everywhere in the entire Bible that these quote unquote angels are the ones who are going to be destroying the earth. Okay. And you get even more clarification in Revelation 16. So, because they're administering the plagues. And so all you dummies who are like, oh, thinking all these people that are going to come and do evil and all that are fallen angels, then we know that you're on God's left-hand side. And I know why you're not allowed to accept these obvious truths that I'm about to read here, because you're part of the deception, okay? And you're deceived, in the very least. And so it's saying here that angels are going to be the ones that are going to be harming the earth, the sea, and the trees, okay? And so just know that. And I'll read that again. Reminded us here in verse 2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, okay? And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the sea, the earth and the sea. Okay, angels hurting the earth and the sea. What does that mean? That means that the evil comes from God. Okay, and I'm going to prove that in another verse as well in Isaiah 45:7. But saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees. So if you read Revelation 16, it says that God's going to attack the earth, and he's going to bring plagues upon the earth. He's going to attack the wildlife in the sea, and he's going to burn almost every single tree, according to Isaiah 10. And so that's happening. Okay, but before that happens, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their forehead. Okay, and then there's something unique about these servants is that God calls them their friends. Okay, and so what happens when you're throwing a concert? What do you let your friends do? You let them come backstage. Okay, so I have a backstage pass, and all you retards that are coming to tell me to come out on the stage, I'm like, you're stupid. Okay, all we're watching you is about to get sores or get destroyed. Okay, I'm trying to convince, quote unquote convince, ultimately God's doing all this, come backstage. All I can do is convince people to do it sooner. Okay, they're ultimately the people that are going to come, okay, because it's God's will ultimately. But no, I'm not coming out with you retards and fighting and talking and doing all that. Okay, anything that I do is just to kill time or to make fun of you retards. Okay, just know that. That's it. That's plain and simple. Hopefully at this point, except the elect who understand these words. Okay, and I didn't tell them that, God did. Okay, you're not learning this stuff from me. Okay, you have to learn this from God. He has to open up your mind to understand the Bible. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So they were sealed by angels, okay, at the directive of God. Okay, so this group reports to God. So there's nothing tempting on their earth. That's why they don't have to go through the hour of temptation, because they have their boss already. They know who their boss is. They know God exists, and then they know that this destruction is about to come because they were sealed, in Revelation 7 here. So just know that, okay? And so they have the ultimate, quote unquote, backstage pass, okay? And we get further confirmation of that here in John 15:15. And 5:5 is an important number, okay, for people with understanding. 22 is a number for the earth, 33 is a number for the leadership on the earth, and 55 is, if you add those together, those are people who understand both. So before you retards finish your sentence, I know exactly what your role is, okay? And your role is never to take the Bible literally, okay? It's just random nonsense. Okay, I was listening to Good Servants Hangout with some other idiot this morning, and their whole job is just to stir the pot, okay? Just don't make any sense, okay? Just don't talk in circles, yada, yada, yada. All these things have already been fulfilled and all that kind of stuff. So they basically took away from the entire Bible, not just some of it, almost all of it. And so they're on God's left-hand side, okay? And so, they give it away in their name, good servant, okay? No one's good except God. And then I'll read here, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. So I want people to know, just in their names, they give it away, okay? And ETT is 666, okay, 322, okay? John 15:15, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what the Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, okay? For all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Christ is not a limited scripter, okay? Yeah, I'll keep a little bit of this information, then I'll sell it down the road. I'll give you like a few of the pieces, and then I'll sell you the stuff to fill in the blanks and all that kind of stuff. For all things that I've heard of my Father, I've made known unto you. Okay? And so he's obviously embodying the elects to the supreme degree. Okay? The elect are not limited scripters. Okay, I'm only allowed to talk about these things, or Esau is the devil and all that kind of nonsense. Okay, so I know a majority of people are actors, and the only people that are not actors is this group right here, and I don't think I'll be able to find them. Okay, because they're scattered throughout the entire earth, and they're going to be of low stature. Okay, Jeremiah 31:8 says that we're going to be blind and lame. Okay, and so they may not even read the Bible in this lifetime. Okay, but they were sealed, and so God's going to tell them, I'm almost here. Okay, they're gonna know, because again, it's prior to the wrath, and God's elect are not appointed unto wrath, as according to 1 Thessalonians 5:9, and so this is the only group that I can quote unquote vouch for. And so people come by my channel saying that they're the elect, and then I'll post a video about the salvation experience that I've mirrored from Russian vids, and like, oh wow, it's so scary. You're scared about the you're scared about being rescued. Okay, so these people have a Stockholm syndrome. Okay, and so they're running around talking about the elect, and I look at their channel and just nonsense. Okay, this group is going to be prophesying. Okay, because the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, they're not going to be going deeper into this world and all that kind of stuff. If I'm proclaiming that if I'm one of them, then you could set your clock to Christ returning before I run out of money. And I'm anxious for that because I do not want to be here. A lot of you retards are making long-term plans when you're in a garbage can and then they throw something to cover your face and you're just smiling and giggling like a goofball. Okay. And so how can you be a part of this group? This group follows a lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay. And so just know that it's not for very, very many people. And none of you people have any idea what the hell's going on in the Bible. Okay. And so just be careful what you're teaching. Good servant and that person that he had on earlier are declaring to the world that they're on God's left-hand side because they've taken away from the entire Bible. And so all you dummies that come by my channel and just make up stuff, you now have documented it. Whether anybody sees it or not, a human sees it, God sees everything, okay? And so you post it there and then God's like, what the hell was that? Okay, what were you talking about there? And all that kind of stuff. So I would type less, okay, and think more. Isaiah 45:7, I form the light and create darkness, okay? I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things, okay? And so we have the backstage pass, okay? If there's anybody who has quote-unquote peace or a nation or anything, God did that, okay? If there's any evil or disruption or variance, God created it, okay? And so doesn't mean that he implements it, but it was his idea, okay, to do that. The mark of the beast, everything, you know, all the destruction and all that, it was God's idea because it says here he created it, okay? And then Satan implements it, you know, with his minions. And all you retards that come by my channel, you're a part of it, you know, you don't know it. And so end time teacher and all these bird brains, okay, the quote unquote Hebrew Israelites, clown show, okay? And you have no choice in it, and I don't have any choice in it. I didn't ask for this backstage pass or, you know, do a lot of more push-ups or talk my way into it. God decides, and I'll prove that here. Romans 9:20-25. But who are you, O man, to answer back to God? Will what his molded say to his molder, why have you made me like this? Has the potter no right over the clay to make out of the same lump one vessel for honorable use and another for dishonorable? So God makes good, the good and the evil, the actors and the non-actors, so to speak, the people who get the backstage pass and people who don't. What if God, desiring to show his wrath, okay, and to make known his power, has endured with much patience vessels of wrath prepared for destruction? Okay, that's in verse 22. That's going to be here on earth, the wrath of God. Verse 23, in order to make known the riches of his glory for vessels of mercy, which he has prepared beforehand for glory. That's his elect. Okay, even us whom he has called, that's in verse 24, 44, not from the Jews only, but also from the Gentiles. Okay, and you'll never hear people talk about this, okay, from the Hebrew Israelites and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's for me. I'm saved and all that kind of stuff. Does the Christian church talk about how God's elect could have been sealed and they could be poor? They couldn't even quote a Bible verse to you. That doesn't matter. The angel has sealed them in their mind, okay? And they're not quote unquote saved or, you know, tithing to all these stupid churches, all that kind of stuff. As indeed he says in Hosea, those who are not my people, I will call my people, okay? And her who is not beloved, I will call beloved. Okay, so God chooses, okay? He's made every single quote-unquote vessel, like it says here, and for honorable use and another for dishonorable use. God did that, okay? So if you don't accept these verses, bye. Okay, I'll be watching from backstage, and I would go figure out how you're going to deal with those sores, okay? And we don't care. I don't even want to look at that. I just want all that burned, okay? We're not even going to look at that. You people are stupid, and deal with that. Talking about Revelation 16:2, which is that comes after salvation, you know, for God's elect, for that group, you know, that I read in Revelation 14, Revelation 7. Revelation 4:11, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things. Wow, all things, okay? And for thy pleasure they are and were created. And so they're created and only sustained by the will of God, okay? That's in 4:11, 4 times 11, 44. Only a small group of people will understand. The entire Bible is only ultimately written for that group, okay? And that's why a lot of you people cannot understand or have faith in the Bible, because you don't know what the Bible is saying. How can good servant and that guest that he had earlier, and even end times teacher and anybody, claim they have faith in God when they don't know what the Bible is saying? They don't know what Revelation 11 is, or when it's going to happen, or Revelation 16, or what Acts 1, 10 to 11 mean. They don't even know what the Bible's saying, okay? What claims that it's making, okay? And then who is going to get impacted for it positively and negatively, okay? And so that's why this is the only group that can have faith, okay? The patience and the faith of the saints, because God gives them their faith, okay? And the way he gives them their faith is by sealing them with the truth, okay? And so only this group ultimately knows the truth of the truth of the truth, okay? And so they're the only people that can be saved because of their faith. Because a lot of you people don't even know what the Bible says. So how can God save you based on your faith when you don't even know what the Bible's stating? You're essentially reading a book that you don't know what claims that it's making. And so you can't say that you're a Muslim when you don't even know what the Quran says, okay? Because you're like, well, I'll just be a Muslim, but you don't even know if the Quran, you agree with it or not or whatever. So, and then you have to understand it too. And so obviously it's the same with the Bible. And so majority of people are faithless because you don't accept these basic verses. And this is not very deep, okay? This is not even the beginning of it, okay? And so, but this is obvious to me, and I want to post this video to, as fair warning, why your comments will be deleted, or I'll just make fun of you, okay? If you keep doing it, and, I'll see you on the comment board. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.